Hi everyone, it's Alisha Brasher here at Cosmic Gateway. I am joined here with Zara from Guidance by Z. Thank you, Zara, for being here. We are moving into March of 2019. Whew. Um, some words that have come to mind to me throughout the week was March Madness. I was like, no, 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 don't go there, don't go there. It's going to be magnificent. Magnificent March is here. I know that a lot of people have kind of, let's say, predicted, for lack of a better word, or tuned into March being a very powerful time energetically for the planet and this transition that we're going through. We've certainly had in February massive energy coming through and the transformation that comes with that. Um, and so it's going to be really interesting ride that's going to unravel. I don't know how you feel about March, Z. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, I do. I feel like the words coming to me are two-tone. I really feel like March is a two-tone month. I
Mm.
really do feel like February was a two-tone month as well. You know, after a really long, 7-year long January, I feel like February, the first 19 days were like, what the shit just happened? And then after that, it kind of slowed down a bit. So there's two tones in February. And I feel
Yeah.
like March, we're going into that too. But I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense because we're going into March. Mercury is slowing down, right? Mercury is going retrograde at the beginning of March. You know, March 5th, 6th, we've got a major transits happening at the beginning of March as well. Um,
Yeah, because Uranus is moving into Taurus, right?
Uranus is moving to Taurus, which is going to be huge. But it's also Pisces, right? The sun's in Pisces, and the sun. Happy birthday, Alicia! But I feel like with the sun in Pisces is a very kind of a murkier energy, a slower energy. I'm just feeling like with especially with Mercury slowing down and going retrograde, it feels kind of like a slower energy. And I feel like the latter half of March, which is not what this reading is about, but I feel like the latter half of March, when we go into Aries season, is really going to pop off. And I really feel like all of March is going to be really, really intense. And the visual that's coming to me is very much like labor, going through labor and the water breaking. And it's a bit like first you start with the contractions, right? And the contractions start getting crazier and and crazier, and all of a sudden the water breaks and it's like crazy and it's wet and gross everywhere and slimy, and then you get a baby. You know, it's a lot less beautiful than we think. But I really feel like this is going to be a crazy ass month.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And exciting.
March never is, though. If you look back at the last 3 years, March has always been bananas.
It has, in the most magical ways. I mean, I've been talking about this about like last year and then the year before. Like it's just, it has been really high energy that is transformative. And I'm glad that you brought that up about the astrological transits, because if you think about Pisces is the 12th sign in the zodiac, and so it's then we move into Aries, which is the first. So really, a lot of people see that, March moving into April is more energy of moving into a new year than the 1st of January. So I guess themes that could be, going back to I love that description of two-tone, because it ties in so beautifully with what I've been talking about in terms of like, we're still in, or I know a lot of us are in that phase of like closing out one massive cycle and opening this new cycle. And I know that you're in that place too. And I know a lot of people that I speak to are in that place. And so the two-tone is like, I literally have been noticing this week is that I will be in this high energy of all this instant rapid manifestation that's anchoring into this higher timeline. And it will literally just feel blissed out and amazing. And then I'll wake up the next morning going, what the shit just happened? I feel heavy, I feel confused, it feels icky. And it's literally like this walking in. So we have this, we're anchoring in this higher pathway, timeline, whatever you want to call it, but it's this new birth canal opening up, and the light, and you can feel the energy pulling towards that. But because time isn't linear, we're going into this back and forth as we close out more of that old energy, and then we hold. So it's like, yeah, we're filtering in this new energy and we're closing out, and it is a process of reshaping reality is what I want to say. It literally feels like we're reshaping reality. So
it really does. It feels wobbly.
for the best part.
It really feels like I'm wearing springs on my feet, and every step I'm taking, I'm jumping, but every time my feet hit the ground, I'm hitting like a really sticky, almost like goo or slime. So it's like, blow, and then you bounce back up and you're like, ah, and then you move, and the lows are so low. And I feel like we're tapping into some really heavy, emotional, icky, dark stuff. And then we feel this amazing high
Rush.
vibe, happy, blissful, like just want to just glow, love you everywhere. And it really is the closing of one timeline and the beginning of another. And I really wonder what it's like to be a baby in the womb. You're in this like comfortable space, and you're about to go through this portal into coming out. And you're about to be birthed. You have no idea consciously what is on the other side of that. What is that going to look like? And it's this anticipation, like we are excited about what's coming. Oh, but what if something else is going to come hit us again? No, but it's going to be really good. Let's be positive about it. But what if there's another lesson behind door number 2? I can't deal with this anymore. No, it's going to be good. And we're just going back and forth and back.
Yeah, it really does feel that way. And there's so much analogies around birthing and rebirthing. And it really is, it's a rebirthing time for the planet. I think we're going to see a lot of changes in March that I don't want to make predictions, but I just wanted to drop out of my mouth is I think we're going to start to see a lot of changes in March in our individual lives and on a collective scale that we have been waiting for in anticipation for quite some time, in some cases years. And, shifting of financial, stuff, however that looks individually and collectively, moving out of long-term jobs and following your soul's path and calling and doing what you love, relationships kind of kicking off or finding new foundations. Like there seems to be all of those elements, and you could be experiencing one of those or all of those at once. It's not limited to by any means. But I have to bring up, I have to bring it up. So when we sat down to record these videos, I had no idea what, as always, what was going to come through, what we're going to talk about. But I went to go and choose the cards for this week, the artwork for this week. And as I walked over to go through it, I kept getting, March is all about love. March is all about love. This week's all about love. Love yourself. Love your partner. Love the one you're with. Love your animals. And so I had to be guided to get all the heart-shaped artwork to reflect that. So I wonder if we're up for like this love, what I call the love bliss bubble energy coming into the planet this week.
I hope so. I hope so. But one thing that was coming to me is letting go of expecting what that was going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like how the themes that have come up aren't always, the themes that are going on right now isn't only about love in a sense of a relationship, romance, you know, having that divine partner. It's about loving yourself, loving your animals, loving your family, loving what you do, spreading love across the planet.
Yes.
And raising that vibration from a place of love. And you know, once we abandon the old idea of what love is, and celebrate what love truly is, it's a magnificent March, baby.
It sure is. So I don't know, I just feel so excited about what, and I'm in this anticipation of, you know, quite often I get a lot of insight. You know, I you know, by nature I'm quite intuitive and psychic, and I have been, you know, all my life. And so I quite often get a heads up through dream space or through whatever. I'm in this place of, I don't even know what to expect anymore, because we're moving into such uncharted territory, but I can connect with the feeling of what that feels like. And it's very exciting. Like, it's just, you know, it's been a hard path for so many of us. And I was thinking about this last night about, you know, going through ascension is not for the faint-hearted, yet we chose to come here and do that. If we really knew what we were up for, I think a lot of us would have reevaluated that. But it is confusing going from one way of living to a whole new way, you know, from living the world being in one way, transforming into a whole new way. You know, there's so many components of change that we're going through in such a short space of time. And so it's, yeah, it feels like the rewards of the hard work that we've been doing for ourselves, for our own growth, for our own ascension, for the planet. You know, so many of us so specifically, located geographically. You know, we're just anchoring this light. And as Zara was saying, like, March is the month of connecting with that ultimate feeling of love that can radiate and impact the planet.
Yeah. It has been such a journey. You know, the endless tower moments and plot twists and you know, dark nights of the soul, and, you know, shedding our old selves and losing relationships, and in some cases losing homes and jobs. It's been almost a thankless journey that we've been as light workers, as star seeds here on earth, trying to ascend ourselves, or clear our karma, ascend and do the work and understanding the multidimensionality of it all. And it's been almost, I mean, aside from a few things, it has felt like it's been almost without a reward. And that isn't exactly true. We have been blessed and showered and been met with whatever our needs have been met throughout the way. But I really feel like that extra sparkle, that extra manifestation, that extra excitement, that extra magic, that extra love, that extra bliss, I think that is starting to manifest. And, you know, Alisha, you and I we speak hours a day pretty much. And I remember we were having this conversation back in like November or October or something, and we both kind of said March.
Yeah. I mean, we've been tapping into,
it's already coming. I'm already feeling manifestations. I'm already like in this instant manifestation. I'll think of something and then it happens.
yeah.
And I think we really do need to check ourselves and understand that while we have had a difficult journey, that's not forever. And we really need to be careful that we aren't assuming or expecting that difficulty or that the loss will continue in such a way, because we're not learning the lesson. And the lesson here is that, you know, is the deservingness and the worthiness of the beauty that is coming through for all of us.
Yeah.
Right. And if we are still believing that we're not worthy of it, or something shitty is going to happen, or blah, 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 if we're still being Mr. and Mrs. Poopy Pants, we haven't learned our lesson. So of course you're going to manifest that, right? So, you know, you don't necessarily have to expect a specific outcome. Just know that whatever outcome is coming, whatever is coming, is so damn good.
It really is. And I think that's important to acknowledge, is that that transformational period that feels like it's never going to end. Believe me, I've been there. But it, you know, when you look back, like when you get through that and then you look back, you see that in such a different perception and such a different light, because you see that that was the catalyst for change and growth and learning about yourself and this divine wisdom that comes through those experiences and getting through them. But yeah, we're in a different vibration now, and I've had to check myself a few times this week, I'll be honest, that things have kind of come into my reality that would, in the old, let's say even going back in November, would have been a very different outcome, and things are shifting quite dramatically, and I've had to like stand in a moment of shock of going, really? Did that just happen? Come on. But it really is. And so it's like, yeah, one of the main messages is like, don't take the learning and the harshness from the learning into the new energy. So yeah, different, be in that open, and don't take that what has been into this new phase that's opening up. So
Yeah, I think, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
I think that that really pulls in a message. And, you know, so on my page, I do this thing called Tarot Tuesday, and today is Tuesday for me here in Canada and Vancouver. And one of the messages for one of the readings was exactly that, was exactly the whole idea of, you know, you've had this hard journey, and, you know, you're still holding on to a lot of pain and resentment and anger and frustration and depression and sadness and anger over that. Whether it's the people who delivered those lessons to you or to yourself for having caused those lessons or inflicted those lessons in yourself. And the thing I think that we can do, especially right now, because it is that kind of wobbly, the plane's just about to make its way down the runway, right? So in this kind of lull moment, if we can find that time to kind of heal that and nip that shit in the bud. You know, you cannot keep that resentment and that anger. You have to heal it and let it go, because if you keep holding on to it, you're going to not move forward successfully. And that's an important lesson for me. I know I'm personally struggling with that, and that's something that I endeavor to continue to work on.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process, isn't it? You know, we always have these little check-in reminders just to see how much we really learn, which is the magic of being human. So, well, being in a physical body that's human-like. Can we call it that? Whatever.
Carbon dioxide, whatever.
So let's get into just revealing the cards for this week's intuitive guidance readings that Zara helped me co-host and do some readings with, which was very fun. I'm really honored that you came and joined me this week. It's been so much fun. So this is card A, or reading A, this one here. And then we have B, card B. Oh, reading B, this one here. And lucky last C, card C, or reading C, which is that one there. So if you thank you for watching and connecting with us in this update, this energy update. If you feel drawn to connect with Zara, book a guidance session with her. She does amazing. She has a variety of different guidance sessions that she does in tarot, and tune into her for I can't get my tongue around Tarot Tuesday. It's absolutely amazing, and you've got such good feedback over the past weeks of people, you know, joining in and having a bit of fun, and the reveals and things like that. So I will put the details in the description box below if you want to check out Zara, connect with her personally, or book a session. All her details will be down there in the description box below. And I'm currently in a transit right now. Stop it. So I'm putting together a program, Lightworkers Call to Duty, to help people really step into their mastery, step into their soul calling, and to start their spiritual entrepreneurial business, and however that looks, whether it's healers stepping into their mastery, artists, all sorts of amazing people, and just helping build a platform for them to step out and share their gifts with the world. So that's all almost up and running. And so in the interim, I'm not doing any one-on-one sessions, but I am taking requests via email. So if you are interested in this 6-week program that will be up and running shortly, and if you feel that you have a calling to the world, you can contact me directly by my email. And for all other session inquiries, you can email me directly and I will get back to you. So thank you again, Zara, for joining me and sharing this week's intuitive, what is it, energy update, intuitive guidance.
Thank you so much for having me and allowing me the opportunity to do this. It's been so much fun and it's been goofy and the messages have been so good.
Yeah, so reminder, make sure you check out the links below for the individual readings. They have been, we recorded them before this, so we have a little preview. They are amazing. It sounds like, it feels like, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing week for a lot of us, and a lot of amazing things coming through. So thank you everyone for being here, and we'd love to hear, like, join us in the comment section, tell us how this week's been and where you're at. We love all the comments and we love all of you. So thank you for being here, and mwah, we'll catch you next week. Bye.